There's a lot of great things happening at Tennessee Athletics.
I believe this city is going to be upside down tonight.
Season-long party continues at Rocky Top.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Everything Orange podcast. Our guest today is a redshirt senior who ranks second on Tennessee's all-time goals list with 39. And her 11 career game-winning goals are tied for fourth most in program history. Unfortunately, losing the veteran starter ended sooner than expected when she suffered a season-ending leg injury back in the middle of September. But the good news is that she's here with us today and has a special guest joining her. Please welcome to the Everything Orange podcast, Jada Thomas. Jada Thomas, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today.
Of course, I'm excited.
So talk to us a little bit about your background. You grew up in Dallas, Texas with your mom and your dad and your little brother.
Yes, so I was born actually in San Antonio, Texas, but I'm from Dallas.
Okay.
It was very much so a thing where my mom wasn't supposed to be traveling. She was pregnant, and so we always go to San Antonio for Christmas. And
You were born.
I was born
on the trip.
Yep. So whenever people ask me like, "Where are you from?" Like, I'm from Dallas, but I was actually born in another city.
So did you come early? Like, was it unexpected that?
I think my mom knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
She had mother's intuition already. She was like, "Yep, baby's coming. We
Yeah.
gotta get to the hospital."
Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny.
She tells me a story that they like opened the gifts first and then they went to the hospital. So I'm like, okay.
Priorities,
Yeah.
I guess. So Christmas Day, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. So how do you celebrate? Do you celebrate on Christmas? Usually, do you do it all at once?
So our family does where we like stay up till midnight.
Okay.
And then we open gifts like Christmas Eve. So Christmas Day, but Eve.
Right.
And then, yeah, that's how we do it. I save some gifts for my actual birthday.
Okay.
Probably like the bigger ones. My family likes to do that.
So growing up, you also got really serious with basketball and soccer in high school. And I don't know if many people know this, but you won a state championship title for both sports at your school. So can you talk a little bit about what it was like competing in soccer and basketball very competitively?
Yeah, it was definitely like a time commitment. It also took like a lot of dedication because they were in the same season. So it was really hard to like sometimes manage the like load of like doing both plus doing club soccer on the side. So I definitely think it was worth it because now I look back and I have like really great friends from both sports.
Right.
And so.
Do you think that the skill sets that you learned in basketball too helped you in your soccer career when you decided to continue that and go to college and play?
Yes, oh, for sure. Yeah, I think I grew up playing both like my whole life. But yeah, I definitely think like the IQ and like the court awareness definitely has helped like with soccer.
Which one was like your favorite state championship moment?
Probably basketball.
Okay.
We won it my sophomore year too.
Okay.
Which I was injured, but my senior year I got injured like a few games right before state, so I was still able to like play the whole season, and I think that was like probably like the best
How cool.
feeling.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't think that many people can say that. Granted, 2 for one sport, and then you also got a little bit for both sports. Like, that's just crazy. And I feel like people like don't even know that about you, but I think that's so cool. I saw that you have a nickname, the Stallion. Where did that come from?
So that came from soccer.
Okay.
My club team, just because I was like so fast and I guess majestic, I don't know. They came up with the name Stallion, and they would call me the Red Stallion just because like my hair. So yeah.
So let's start at the beginning of your time at UT because we have a lot to recap. Your 2020 season, you were redshirt freshman that year, and it's when you got your first goal as a Lady Vol. Over time, number 10 Vanderbilt hadn't beaten them in a couple of years. And I know you even watched back your first goal on film a couple weeks ago too, and you even got a little bit of like emotional. What was that moment like for you?
It definitely was like an amazing moment. My entire family was there.
Oh, how special.
It might have, I don't know if it was our first home game or not, but I knew it was like a special game. It was just like, I don't even know, like it was just like so awesome. I mean, it was overtime too, and so I don't know, I just was like so happy. Like I couldn't believe it. And then just like having like, especially like for the seniors, like they hadn't beaten them in a while, and so I think that's what like made it even more special, because they were like so happy. And so yeah.
Because the goal too, like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but like the moment just happened so fast because it was a corner kick. It bounced off of someone else before it even hit you, and it just like seemed like, watching it back, it just all happened within like 2 or 3 seconds. It was so quick.
Yeah, it was really fast. Like Ken's kind of was shooting the goalie, and she was kind of like there, but I was like, well, I'm just gonna hit this because it's like right there. And so
And it went
in.
Yeah. And what do you remember too about, like, because I saw so many different like hugs and celebrations amongst you guys, like what was just the attitude in the locker room and afterwards with all of your teammates after, you know, having that huge win, but also for you it being your first goal?
Yeah, it definitely felt, I guess I felt very like accomplished that day. I felt like I did something really good. And we were just all like super hype, and it was really nice like to see like just because I scored, like now like it makes the team happy, and so I think that made it really special.
And then let's go back to Tennessee's SEC Championship 2021. You had 5 goals and an assist in that run to get you guys to the SEC Championship and win. What do you remember about that game and that moment afterwards with your teammates?
Yeah, that was a gritty week. I mean, game every other day, just very tiring. But we had a great team, and we were very focused that week. It was almost like it just felt like there was like no nerves. It just felt like we were just playing together, and it was just like really fun. That just entire week was like really fun. I don't know, I guess some will say maybe it was the gloves, because I remember the gloves kind of came out during that time, just because it was so cold at the beach. But it was definitely a good time. Probably one of my favorite memories.
Yeah, and for you guys that season was just amazing, like across the board. To have that moment and to have that memory like with that team, what do you remember most about that group of girls?
Yeah, I would say the togetherness. We were very much so like together, and we knew like what we wanted to accomplish. And so, yeah.
And then summer before the 2022 season, you were a part of Vol Leaders, and you went to Rwanda on a trip. Can you explain to everybody listening what Vol Leaders is, and then the trip that you went on, and maybe some fun experiences that you had while you were there?
Yeah. So Vol Leaders is basically a program that brings together different student athletes from all sports on campus here. And we learn about leadership, and we learn what type of leadership style we have, and then we learn how to go apply it out into the world, and whatever that may look like, whether that's on our field or like for us, we went to Rwanda, where we got to put the hands-on experience we got in class to practice.
And in that trip, what were some of the things that you guys were doing over there?
Yeah, so we worked with a lot of organizations that work with not just youth, but also adults. We were able to meet different people and basically see how people are using sport as a bridge to connect with people in the local communities.
Okay.
And so that was really cool.
And I think too about that, because like, did you guys play soccer with the kids while you were there too?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I remembered seeing photos of that, and like I just think that's so cool, because soccer is probably the biggest sport in the world. It's also a very universal sport in the fact that everybody knows how to play. Everyone knows how to, it's the ball and you just kick it around, and everybody, no matter what language you speak, what culture you come from, everybody knows how to come together and play soccer. So for the girls and yourself on that trip specifically, being able to like go to Rwanda and play soccer with these kids, like, did it hit you in that moment? Like how cool and unique it was for you guys to be a part of something like that?
Yeah, it was really awesome, especially since a lot of the youth didn't know English. And so a lot of them spoke Kinyarwanda, which is their language. And so obviously we couldn't speak it. And so it was really cool to see like how sport can just bring people together. And we don't have to speak the same language. And then so I think that really was touching. And it was just like so fun just seeing them like be active and like smiling and high-fiving me. We don't even like know each other, but like just through the sport, we're able to connect.
Yeah. Favorite memory or moment from that trip? It could be like outside of the activities. Like, did you do anything? Hikes? I don't know. Food? What was it for you?
I'd say when we went to Sun Tzu Village, we got to play with preschoolers, and we got to give them 1 egg a day, which is like a program where helps them get 1 egg a day because sometimes the kids in the community don't get protein.
Okay.
And so that's like a program for the preschoolers, which was really fun, like just to hand out the eggs and just be able to hang out with them.
So then, going into this season, one of my favorite moments just across the board from this season was watching the video of the men's and the women's basketball team go crazy for your shot that tied the game against Indiana. Did you end up seeing that video afterwards? Like,
Yeah.
Could you feel it? Like, did you see it happen? Like, talk me through that.
Yeah, so I didn't see it happen, but I did see the video that was made.
Yeah.
And it was just, I mean, it was so cute. It made me smile big. And then especially like after getting hurt, like I like just love watching like just the movie. I mean, well, not the movie, but the video. Just it's like, it's wholesome. It makes me so happy. And just seeing like, cause like how they felt is like how we felt too. And so it was just like, yeah, I love that video.
How special is it too to have so many different athletic programs across Tennessee come out and support you guys and like show so much love to you all?
Yeah, it's really special. It definitely helps give us energy because we feel it and we see it. Because, I mean, you can pretty much make out people when you look up in the stands. And so being able to see like, oh, like that's basketball, that's swim, like being able to see the different sports that show up is really awesome. And it definitely makes us feel loved.
Yeah, I think that's a really unique thing about Tennessee and our athletics entirely here is that wherever you go, whatever sporting event that you're at, you're gonna see people from across campus and the different programs out supporting one another. And it's like you guys have already such busy schedules, school, athletics, practice, like all the things traveling, that it's really special to see people come out across different programs. It's really cool. So you redshirted, you redshirted your freshman year, and so now you're redshirt senior, but this year didn't quite go as planned for you. Obviously, you had your season-ending injury. How's that been for you, first of all? And then how have you learned more about yourself through the adversity that you've had to go through?
Yeah, I think it's definitely, obviously it sucks, but I learned to accept it and be able to be an influence, whether that's on or off the field. I obviously learned that freshman year from being a redshirt, but I think having those relationships now and having played with people that are playing, it made it a little harder, I guess, this go around. And so I think in this season I've been able to really learn that, like, patience and really trusting in the Lord, because I really don't know what my future looks like, and so that can be really hard because I always want to know the answer.
Have that plan.
Yes, and so I think this season has definitely taught me like trusting in the Lord, and has definitely activated my faith, because sometimes when things are going very well, you can forget about where you've come from. And I think right now I'm able to like look at all the Lord has done in my life, and then now it's like, okay, like we're gonna take a step back because like that's what you want, and just trusting in that process. So yeah.
And so also in that same vein, talking about how you kind of accepted a new role and being that supporter for your teammates and like constantly showing up for them, even if it is on the bench to support them through the games. What's that been like for you?
It's been pretty cool, especially with the different relationships that I might have not had when I was younger. Being able to really, I guess, motivate people and allow them to like hear my voice, whether that's something I see on the field or if that's just like, hey, like, I know we're struggling right now, but like, you got it. Like, we need you. And so I think that's been like really cool to see and be a part of this season.
So this team has a lot of graduate students, fifth year seniors, redshirt seniors, and true seniors. There's 11 of you guys. How special is this group of women to be around day in and day out?
Yeah, it's very special, especially since a lot of them have been there since my freshman year.
Right.
And so I think it just makes it like that much more special, and this season makes it that much more special. And so I think, I don't know, it's just like, it's really sad that it's like coming to an end and that they like won't be here,
Right.
and that we won't really see each other every day, which is really weird to think. But I think it just shows like how close and how like just through us coming to this college, like how it's brought us together and made us like a family.
Yeah. What are you going to miss the most about this group of women? And I mean, you kind of touched on it, but what is it going to be for you that you're going to realize that it was the good old days when you look back on it?
Yeah. I think just the positivity and the kind of like we got each other's back thing that I'm going to miss the most, because it is a big group of us.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm going to miss that the most.
Yeah. Through this entire time too, because like you said, some of the girls have been with you since your freshman year. I mean, we're talking 3, 4, 5 years you've been around these girls every single day. Who was that one person for you that has just been your rock through it all?
Yeah, definitely Giselle. We're like always together. If you see me, you see her. If you see her, you see me. And it all started, we both were red shirts freshmen. So it all started from that moment. Like we kind of grew to love each other because we were always together. Rehab, we lived together too. And so, yeah, definitely her.
It's funny because when I was doing my research and stuff and looking through different socials and stuff, Giselle, every photo, you and Giselle. And I was like, I know her answer already. I know it's going to be Giselle.
Yep. That's funny.
So you clearly have left your mark here at Tennessee. I want to make sure I say all this right. But 2nd in all-time goals, 3rd in goals per game average, and 4th in career game-winning goals. And your name is amongst some pretty big ones, Bunny Shaw and Hannah Wilkinson. What does it mean to you to know that you have put in the work, put in the time and the effort, and to see it all pay off after 5 years now?
It's honestly still kind of hard to believe. I still don't think I fully like comprehended it.
Sure, right.
But I do think it's allowed me to see like what I'm capable of, and I guess that belief in like what I can do. Because sometimes it's easy to like doubt myself.
Sure.
And so I think through that, like seeing that and knowing that and being like, I've only played 3 seasons and I still haven't played a full one. It just like, I guess encourages me. But I still also like looking at the numbers and stuff, it's like, oh, did I really do that?
Right. It's hard to comprehend sometimes. And
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, a lot of people can relate to imposter syndrome too, and not always believing it. And then you see it on paper and you're like, but where's the catch? Like, tell me, there's some part of it that's not adding up. Yeah, I get it. Being a Lady Vol now, you've represented the legacy for 5 years. How has this program shaped you into the woman that you are today?
Yeah, it's definitely allowed me to mature, but also learn like what I can do better at as a person, which has been really cool to see. And then just seeing like, I guess, areas like just building relationships with people. I was very shy coming in. Still sometimes can be, but I think like just through the maturity, I've been able to like grow and build relationships with people, and just kind of learn about myself through that process.
And in saying that too, you've been around this program through all the highs and the lows. What is so special about Tennessee and the Lady Vol team in general that has always made you want to represent the program?
Yeah, definitely just the investment, not just like from the coaches, but just like from our fans. Just really the investment. I think that's the biggest thing for me. I think coming in, I felt that. I felt like I was being invested into and cared about. But I think like actually being here, and I mean, it shows you can like just look at like, it's not usual for someone to stay at school for 5 years. And so I think just that shows the care and the love that they like genuinely do have, and they have for their athletes. So I think that's a good one.
Yeah. You completed your degree in agriculture, leadership, education, and communication, and you're about to receive your master's degree in management and human resources in December. You have a lot of options on your plate right now about your future. So where's your head at kind of right now, and what are you thinking for yourself?
Yeah, I think right now I'm kind of just like everything's kind of up in the air. There's
Yeah.
just so many options, but I think they're all really good ones. And so I think that whatever option I go with, I think it'll be good, but probably won't know that for a little while
Yeah.
for now, but yeah.
Still taking things day by day, of
Yes.
course. And wherever you land and whatever you do next, we're going to be so excited and supportive for you.
Thank you.
So we're excited and eager to hear what you did next.
Yes.
October was Hispanic Heritage Month too. I know that's something that's really important to you. We've done a couple of stories on it as well. So I just want to give you the opportunity to talk about, your background, that part of you, and like how that kind of made you into who you are today.
Yeah. So my mom is Hispanic, and so really we spend a lot of time with them on the holidays. And so, hey Jade, we spend a lot of time with them on the holidays, and so I think that's just been a big part of my life growing up, and just understanding like the Hispanic culture and like how strong that family like meaning is in the Hispanic heritage. And so I think that's like a big part of me. I'm a big family person, but I also like love Hispanic food.
Okay, what's your favorite meal?
So I always like love me some like Mexican rice.
Okay.
Preferably like the homemade one.
Yes, a
my
little bit different
yeah.
than like the packaged ones, the 90-second ones I pop in the microwave.
Yes. And then probably carne guisada. It's like a meat mixed with like a gravy soup, a little ish thing. It's probably my fave dish.
Where have you found a best spot to go get Mexican food here or in Knoxville?
There actually is a place on Kingston. I got introduced my freshman year to it. It's called El Girasol.
Okay.
It's really good.
Okay. I need to check it out now.
yeah.
You would know. I would trust your opinion the most.
Yeah, it's really good. It looks like not like the most appealing, but they have really good food.
The hole in the wall places are always the best
Yes,
ones.
yes.
So I trust you. Oh my goodness.
Hey.
Hey, girl.
She's like, can you give me attention?
So we have a special guest is joining us. She's very impatient because she wants mom's attention, and
Yeah.
she's like, "All right, we've been here for long enough." This is Jade.
Yes.
How long have you had her?
I've had Jade for it's going on 3 years in July.
Did you adopt her, or did you like get her here in Tennessee, or?
I got her back home.
Okay.
My grandma, someone was just like trying to give away their dogs that they had and giving away their dogs. And I already wanted a protective dog coming into college.
Okay.
But it worked out perfectly. Sophomore year, moving off campus, I was like,
Yes.
I want her. Like,
Yes. Yeah, you're like, you're mine. You're coming
Yeah.
back to Knoxville
Yeah.
with me. How's it been balancing between school, studies, practice, games, travel, all of the things, and having to balance a dog at home?
Yeah, it's definitely been not as bad as people might think, especially like with COVID happening my freshman year.
True.
A lot of my classes were like online sophomore and junior year for the most part.
Okay.
And so it really like worked out perfectly. And then like now my master's program, it's a night program. So I just like have like all day like
That's great.
with her. So it's been like really nice.
Some of those dogs, German Shepherds, Pit Bulls, things like that, get a bad rap. So I just wanted to ask you how
Yeah.
that's been working and training with her. And
Yeah, she is very protective. At first I was like, why did I have to get this dog? But I think now I'm starting to understand like, I mean, as a human, we don't want someone random coming up to us and touching us or speaking in our face. Like, so it's like, okay, like I have to like put it into perspective.
Sure.
But yeah, it's been like a journey. Did training with her, and
Okay.
so she's very well trained, but she still like just doesn't very much so like other dogs unless she knows them.
Okay.
So she like has to like build a relationship, which I guess it's like humans. We have to build relationships with people.
yeah,
but
that's fair.
yeah. And then I'd say she's just like so different than like what people might see like on the outside when she's like somewhere where she doesn't know what's going on. Because at home she's like the biggest baby. And especially like right now, like this fall since I've been injured, like she's been with me like every single day.
Attached at your hip, I
Yeah.
bet.
And so we've been like growing our relationship too. So that's been good.
Always a work in progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my last question for you, so that I can have you and Jade get out of here, because I'm sure she wants to do way more fun things than sit here on our floor. When you sing Rocky Top, do you woo?
I have to sing it now.
Good old Rocky Top. Woo!
Oh, yes. I definitely
you're a
woo.
wooer. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Big, football games, after soccer wins.
Yes.
woo.
And then for our chant, I don't know if you knew this, but we do I said it's great to be a Tennessee Vol. I said it's great to be a Tennessee Vol. I said it's great to be a Tennessee Vol. So we do a little So I'm like, yeah, we're definitely, we definitely all do the
woo.
Yeah, the woo.
So like the soccer team has their own little flair on the take of Rocky Top too.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Okay, very fun.
Yeah,
Good.
anytime we go out before a game, that's our chant, and then we do Tennessee on 3.
I love that you've embraced the woo and that the soccer team even has their own little thing. So
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah.
Well, Jada, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today. I really appreciate it.
Of course, it was fun.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Everything Orange podcast. As always, be sure to follow us on all of our Vol Sports platforms so you don't miss out on a single update. But before we go, here's a look at everything going on with Tennessee athletics. Starting with today and tomorrow, you can catch swimming and diving finishing up their Tennessee Invitational. Swimming prelims are in the morning at 10 a.m., followed by diving prelims and finals, then rounding out the evening with swimming finals at 6 p.m., all over in the Allen Jones Intercollegiate Aquatic Center. Soccer collected their first win in the NCAA tournament, upsetting number 17 Xavier on Saturday in double overtime to advance to the second round. Up next, the Lady Vols will face 5th-seeded Nebraska for the NCAA second round on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Then on the road tomorrow night, the volleyball team takes on the LSU Tigers at 8 p.m. Eastern. On Saturday morning, cross country has their NCAA championships in Charlottesville, Virginia. The women race at 10:20 while the men race at 11:10. Then you can catch a big-time matchup against the #1 team in the country in Neyland as the Volunteers take on the Georgia Bulldogs at 3:30 on CBS. Y'all show up and be loud this Saturday. Then staying on campus on Sunday, the Lady Vols take on Troy at 2 p.m. in the Food City Center, while the volleyball team takes on the Texas A&M Aggies in College Station at 3 p.m. Then on Monday, the men's basketball team kicks off their holiday invitational against Syracuse in Hawaii, while the women start theirs on Thanksgiving Day, facing off against Indiana in Florida. Lastly, you can catch the Lady Vol volleyball team for the last time during the regular season on Wednesday at 5 p.m. in the Food City Center. Real quick though before we go, given the fact that Thanksgiving is next week, there will sadly not be a new episode dropping. However, you can tune in the following week to catch a new episode of the Everything Orange podcast. But until then, we hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving with your friends and family. Until next time, bye y'all.